There you see some of the shots of the beautiful people made up, of course, by Angelina Love and her partners Velvet Sky. And from what I've read, your reuniting was a huge hit with the fans and with TNA. Angelina, explain how that all went down. I heard the ratings for that were through the roof.
Yeah, which was really, really cool. We didn't even wrestle. It was just a segment where, you know, we kind of, you know, we're girls, we're chicks, we have our issues sometimes, but you know, we're so much.
I could be sarcastic and make 100 jokes, but I'm not going to. So.
Oh well, humor me, please.
Yeah.
But you know, we just. I don't know, we just put differences aside and we had a little issue here and there, but we're so much like the same person, our personalities and everything, you know, so it got to a point, especially, you know, with some issues with Madison Rain and the other girls, it was a good time to, you know, get our stuff back together.
All right, I like that. A little bit vague there, you know, a little bit vague. Yeah, you were very specific the last block. I want to ask you guys about TNA and about knockouts, because it seems to me that TNA does a lot in terms of pushing women's wrestling, and you guys seem to be a much bigger part of the whole sphere of influence of TNA versus WWE. Would you guys agree?
Absolutely. I mean, I just love the fact that TNA just. It was kind of a crapshoot at first, I guess, to start a knockouts division, because it was like either it's going to sink or it's going to swim, and it blew up. And
why that happened? Why, like, because again, it's just interesting that this hasn't happened before. Like, what's the state of knockouts now, and where do you guys see it a couple years down the road?
We just offered something so different right off the get-go. You know, we're not cookie cutters. Everyone's not blonde. Everyone's not tanned. Everyone's not in perfect shape. Yeah. Everyone has different wrestling backgrounds and different ethnicities and different training. And not to mention, we just have different characters. Yeah. You know, there's girls that, you know, everyone at home can relate to. And there's other characters that you hate. And there's other characters you wish you could be. And no other companies has offered that with women before. They were always just a very...
The diva. It was always the WWE diva.
TNA, you know, a lot of the girls that pretty much every girl they have, we all have indie backgrounds, so we came into the company with knowledge of how to wrestle, lots of years under our belts, and I just think it's really, really cool. You know, the amazing response we've gotten from the fans, giving us in like a male-dominated business like the highest-rated segments on our TV show is really, really cool, and it just shows that like the fans, when it just seems like they've given up on women's wrestling, you know, we can really give. It just shows that they still want to see it. They really want to see like girls who can get in there and throw down.
Well, let me ask this, you know, and I'll take the role of the cynic for a second. How much, though, does sex appeal matter? Because, again, this sport, the main demographic is going to be, you know, men aged 18 to 35 and a little younger and a little older. We saw some of the stills earlier, and you know what? I mean, it's clearly that sex appeal is very important. I mean, how important is it for knockouts now, and how important is it going to be going forward?
Well, we're proud of how we look. You know, we work hard, and I think just the fact that when we get in the ring and show that we can wrestle. I mean, our main demographic is males 18 to 35 years old. So of course, you know, with the way we look and the little outfits that we wrestle in and stuff, there is sex appeal. We're girls in a male-dominated business. You cannot get around.
You've seen the LPGA scene, other sports.
Yeah, you can't get around, you know, the whole sex appeal thing. But like I said, it's not that we're getting in there and just doing like little fluff matches, you know. So I think that they like the fact that we look good and we can totally back it up when we get in the ring.
It's not overt sexuality, though. It's not just all about wearing little outfits and being, you know, California girls. Like, with the knockouts, it's to each his own. You know, there's a lot of things that appeal to, you know, different men. Everyone has a thing that they like, and I think that's where we cater to sex appeal more so than just
push-up bras. And I guess in the title, diva versus knockout, I mean, both those suggest something very different. Knockout certainly more about physicality. I want to ask you guys just in the locker room. I always love using that term for wrestling because it's true. It is a locker room. What is the atmosphere like? Is it very competitive? Is it very supportive? I mean, from what I heard in WWE, it seemed a little toxic. What's it like at TNA? Because again, I'm going to say this, women, a lot of times women don't like women. I mean, there's a great, Chris Rock's talked about it before.
It is the exact opposite.
Yeah,
like,
we're really blessed.
We can go to work and be happy. It's so chill. And a lot of people who have come into the company just are like, wow, it's like really laid back and more calm. You know, and we've known each other for years. A lot of us worked each other on the indies before we all came together in TNA, so a lot of us have known each other for years. And the fact that now we get to, you know, work each other on national television, and, you know, her and I train together. So we've, you know, we can work each other in our sleep. So it's really cool to be able to get paid for that and do it on TV and be showcased. And it's just, it's chill and it's easy. There's the stress of work, but as far as how we get along, like, we're really lucky. It's pretty easy.
I got to say, that's shocking. We got to take a break, though, because, again, there's no juicy gossip. I don't want to hear anyone. Well, that's great. Usually, women, they don't usually get along, but it's good to see.
It ain't perfect, but
and again, we're
it's
Wilde
doable.
with love. We're talking more wrestling coming up right after this.